Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Anytime you hear this tune, it's time for us to switch gears and talk all things transportation as relates to, yes, the center of excellence. So you're welcome to Lagos Transport Trends and Perspectives. As you drive from one location to the other, we're here to supply the latest infos from the Lagos State Ministry of Transportation. And it is geared at letting you know some of the advancement which the government is making just to ensure that you have seamless movement from one location to the other. The Lagos State Transport Policy is aimed at facilitating a multimodal transportation system where all modes of transport can be easily accessible, affordable, and reliable too. So that's the whole idea behind the transport policy. And once again, we set for another excursion. You're welcome. My name is Victor Oteri. All right, so on the program today, we're going to be doing something, and we're going to be touching down on something that we are used to. We come across them every day, but somehow, we just have a feeling that it's not my business, right? Some of us make use of those modes of transportation, and we neither care for our safety, or perhaps do we think that the enforcement agencies are a little bit overwhelmed. We're going to be touching down on that shortly, but let's get back to the roads quickly and let you in on what's happening. Most of the locations that we are covering, even though looking good in some areas, but pretty slow. Some of you are reporting issues of lifeless body. Somebody just sent in a message on a lifeless body. Let me try and see if I can pick that up as well. But in between time, Agege corridor still looking pretty good. Save for the fact that if you're navigating through National, that's if you're coming in from Ilezik, proceeding towards National, a little bit slow there, nothing unusual. It's the fact that we have 4 lanes thinning out into 2, and that might slow you down around that location. Beyond National, inwards Oshodi, things get better within that end. Ogudu Alakpere, good movement from Oteri connecting Secretariat down to the toll gate, while from toll gate heading towards motorways or Jota Bridge, linking up with Alakpere all the way to the 3rd Milan Bridge. It's a slow and steady movement this morning. This is due to the lifeless body that's at the 3rd Milan Bridge, precisely around Ilaje corridor. Now the return journey from Car Wash connecting Ifako all the way to Oteri inwards Beja is looking good at this time. Even as we speak, Ikorodu Road is also picking pretty well, even as we speak right now, but watch out for slowness. If you're heading towards the interchange, a little bit slow there, but no major worries. Ibeju-Lekki corridor, we can tell you vehicular movement from Lekki Deep Sea Port to Dangote is still moving at a faster pace, both in and out within that particular corridor. Pinnacle Depot heading towards Lekki Free Trade Zone and its adjoining environments towards Akodo Police Station, still looking very good as well. No impediment cited within those corridors as you drive through that end too. All right, then, let me see. Agege corridor, yes, we've touched on that one. And let me see. Another one. We see people making use of them. Is it a case of no choice? Or perhaps the fact that those rickety vehicles are on the roads, is it to say that they become an enforcement difficulty? We'll try and hear from you as well. But let me bring in my guest. He's in the studios right now. He'll be taking us through this excursion this morning. Engineer Akin-George Fashola is Director, Lagos State Vehicle Inspection Service, Lagos, and he's here. Engineer Akin-George Fashola, nice to have you in the building. Good morning.
Morning, Victor. I'm in the hot seat again.
Yes, you've been on the hot seat for the past 3 weeks, by the way, and it's for very, very pleasant things, really. The last time we had you, we heard you talk about the speed limiters and the e-police cameras. How are those cameras doing, by the way, in Lagos?
They're doing what they're supposed to do.
And they're catching offenders?
Well, if you go past the speed limits, you will get a fine. That's just what I'm going to say about it.
Okay.
Don't speed.
Right. All right. Well, I know that there will be other times where we can talk about that, but let's look at the burning issue this morning where we're making reference to rickety vehicles. And I see there's something that you guys actually brought out within the past 24 hours, so to say, where you had this, I don't know how to describe it, rickety looking vehicle. And the fact that it has defied all odds in terms of passing the inspection test. Talk to me. How did you guys come up with that? I mean, what's that concept all about, really?
Okay, this particular vehicle, like so many others that we have apprehended in the past, I actually was the one that apprehended this vehicle.
Where was that?
I tailed this vehicle from Oteri all the way to Oshodi Terminal. And the only reason I did that was because it was fully loaded with passengers. I thought of the best way possible to alleviate their pain, if you want to put it that way. I could easily have stopped it along the way and said, just park, everybody get down. But those are the considerations that we have to take into account when you do that. And the mere fact that this particular vehicle, like I said, I tailed it from Ikori.
All the way to Oshodi?
Yes, and picked up officers along the way. Let's just follow it to the last stop. And when it got there, I just told the driver, get down, give me the key, and we drove it off. Okay, so I'm not here to lecture citizens about which vehicles they should enter, but I want to plead with you that, look, you need to be considerate of your own safety.
Okay, so there's one thing I'm going to bring to your attention first. The fact that this is a commercial bus, right?
Yes, it is.
Because the argument has always been that vehicle inspection service do not enforce commercial buses. So this one is one just to testify to the fact that you guys do that, right?
Victor, every time I come here, I keep telling people, okay, so that's an assumption, right, that people have generally. If you come to our yards, you see a myriad of commercial transport, rickety, that we catch on a daily basis, right? This one in particular is just to highlight the current state of them, and we are going out hard on them.
I need you to describe to me what you saw with that vehicle. Describe to our listeners.
There is nothing good about this car. The whole frame is rotten. It has been welded over and over again. There's nothing else to weld. When you sit inside it, you can see the road, right? There's no light. All the tires, I don't want to say expired, because expired is a nice word.
Right.
It is beyond expired.
All the tires are gone.
All the tires are gone. There are holes in these vehicles all throughout.
Wow.
Like I said, if you tap it, like just a small, maybe 10 mile per hour tap,
right,
the frame will come off, the body will come off the frame. That's how bad it is.
How many seater bus was it?
This is a 15-seater bus.
Wow.
That was fully loaded when I apprehended it.
Okay, so that speaks a whole lot of volume, and that's why we're asking that question this morning. Are these kind of vehicles threat to safety or an enforcement nightmare, so to say? So the fact that we find them on the road, some have said, is a testament to the fact that these vehicles are not properly enforced. So you just confirmed it, that you have myriads of them in your yard.
Yes.
And if you go to the different VIS offices across Lagos, you find those commercial buses.
You will see them there.
But why are they on the roads?
If you talk to them, okay, so let me give you the guy that owns this particular vehicle. He has come to my office pleading. I'm like, look, there's nothing to plead. Is the state of the economy, blah, blah. I understand your situation, but you have to understand the fact that Lagos State has a responsibility to the citizens. Okay, so I will not let you, because of economic situation, destroy lives. Those are part of the problems that we have. If, Victor, you should have seen this vehicle moving. It was struggling.
Struggling to move.
Aside from the fact that it is a rubbish vehicle, it was struggling to move. The tires are not balanced. It was wobbling. He couldn't do more than 30, 40 miles. Is that the vehicle I want to engage and try to corner?
And I'm just curious, those passengers that were in the vehicle, what were they saying? I mean, how comfortable would they have been to be in that kind of vehicle?
You'll be interested to know that a lot of times, these same passengers that you're trying to protect actually assault officers. They will tell you, I know how many vehicles like that I have. I'll give you a perfect example. I apprehended one of those such vehicles on Ikorodu Road at Antonio. I parked the vehicle. Everybody come down. The passengers came to me and said, "Sir, can you let him drop you us off at our destination, and then you apprehend him. I was taken aback.
Yes.
Like, what do you mean? Look at this vehicle.
Because the vehicle it might not even reach the destination.
Exactly, but that is not the priority for them at that time. Which, if you look at it, it's understandable, but to me it is not.
Right. So that means a lot of times passengers
ignore it.
They ignore safety.
They do.
Now, can it be said, can all this be traced to economic survival, or, I mean, how come people are blinded with the reality that, look, my life is in danger?
I don't want to get into that discussion. That is an ethical discussion that in reality doesn't concern me.
Right.
What concerns me is the fact that the driver had the audacity to put that vehicle on the roads, and secondly, that people ignore the reality of safety and enter it. But here's the fundamental thing that we always take into account. Okay, so people think, or they say, oh, go to the bus stop and apprehend them. But the fact of the matter is, they don't load passengers at the bus stop. They do that in legal stops. I can stay at the bus stop all day.
Right.
I won't pick one up because they will not come to the garage.
I'm wondering here, Engineer Fashola, the unions, what roles do they play in all of this? Because I believe that he must belong to a union.
Victor, I can confirm to you this particular bus, for that day that I apprehended him, had all the union signature on it. They collected their dues from him.
So that means they know that he's operating with a vehicle that is not roadworthy, a vehicle that could cost people's lives.
Absolutely.
So what's the government doing about that, really? Because there must be an interface. There must be a kind of relationship between the government and the unions for them to know the roles that they're playing in this.
Okay, so I have reported that aspect of it to the proper channel, and I will let the due course take its effect.
Okay.
I'm not going to concern myself with that. That's another chapter. We can sit here all day and discuss that. But